Shawnee, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to do at least one look. If the spirit leads me, I'll do more with the Nudetrals palette from Cosmic Beauty. The cool thing about this video is that you'll have the chance to then go watch two of my good girlfriends video. My bestie Jessa and my good girlfriend Jam Van. They are also doing videos with the palette. All of us are doing swatches on our own skin tones, obviously, and then doing looks. We all have kind of different styles. Of course, we have different skin tones. Jessa is a for real makeup artist, so different skill sets. But we are going to do videos for the Nudetrals, and then tomorrow you'll get the video for the Cooltrals. So in this video, I'm going to do at least one look, and I do have some swatches and explanation of the palette. I don't know which one's gonna be first. Maybe the swatches, then I'll look. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Okay. Yeah. All right, here we go. So here is the palette. It's described as a 20 shade palette created to combine nudes with neutral colors, hence Nudetrals. The palette contains 12 mattes and 8 metallics. 2 of the metallics are multi-chromes and 1 is a duochrome. Now, one of the first things I noticed when I opened the palette was at the back where it lists the shades in order of how they appear in the palette. There are some like bubbles or circles, some of which are filled in and some that are not. The ones that are not filled in are pressed pigments. So that's important to know for anyone who doesn't like pressed pigments. And I will be sure to point out which ones they are when I swatch them. Technically, due to US law, pressed pigments are labeled as being unsafe for around the eye area. If you've bought any palette that has pressed pigments, typically it does say that. So if you do have some sort of sensitivity, it's important to know. I'm gonna go ahead and do the swatches as well as describe the shade. Time for the swatches. The first shade in the palette is named Satin. It is described as a soft pink champagne metallic. The next shade is Chic, which is described as a fair nude matte with a pink undertone. Next we have Bare, B-A-R-E, which is described as a light warm nude matte. Oh wait, hold on, I've got shimmer on my finger. This is the shade Nudetrals, and it is described as a warm mid-tone brown nude matte. The last one in this top row is Radiant. It's described as a beautiful multi-chrome metallic that shifts from white gold to green to orange to pink. We might not be able to see all of that. Oh. Maybe we can't. Oh, that's pretty. Wow. And all of these shades are just eyeshadows, no pressed pigments here. Now, in the next row, we have Touch. This is described as a neutral mid-tone nude matte. Desire is described as a smooth multi-chrome metallic that shifts from orangey copper to a reddish coppery brown to green. We have Classy, which is a rich reddish brown nude matte. Oh, I have stuff on there. Let's see. This one. Next is Glamorous. It is described as a foiled soft gold metallic. The last one in this row is named Delicate. It is a deep neutral brown nude matte. Now, there are 2 pressed pigments in this second row, and the first one is Classy, which is the shade that's described as a rich reddish brown nude matte, and the other one is Glamorous, which is described as a foiled soft gold metallic. So these are the 2 pressed pigments in this row. So let's move on to the last 2 rows. This shade in the third row is Glitz. It is described as a foiled mustard metallic. I'll put that here. That's very bright, very vibrant. Next is Icon, and this is described as a deep mustard yellow matte. Tease is the next shade, and it is a mid-tone nude with an olive undertone. Gentle, right here, is a cool olive matte. And Luxe, the last one here, is a vibrant duochrome metallic with a golden pink base that illuminates to a yellowy green. There are no pressed pigments in this row. And the last row, last 5 colors, the first one here is the shade Rumor, and it's described as a pinky mauve nude matte. The next shade is Velvet, and it's described as a soft, muted, rosy metallic with gold flecks. Next we have Luxe, so pretty, a deep, rich burgundy plum matte. Tender is a deep, warm purple metallic. And lastly, Timeless is a rich, pigmented black matte. Now, for this last row, so that's 1, 2, 3, no, it's not. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That last row, all of these shades are pressed pigments. So in total, you have 7 pressed pigments in this palette. There is Classy as well as Glamorous. And then you have Rumor, Velvet, Lust, Tender, and Timeless. Those are all said to be pigments or have pigments in them. So here is my arm, and this is pretty much everything. So all 20 shades are here. You can see that most of them show up on my skin tone. There are some shades that don't do as well, like some of the lighter mattes, I would say. These 2 like olivey ones are not as vibrant, but we'll definitely see how they work when I am putting them on my eyes. I'm guessing I'll have to use a primer just to give it more of a base. These multi-chromes and duochromes look beautiful. And yeah, those are probably my favorites. I do like these deeper colors, mainly because they're going to show up a lot better on me. But here are all of the shades. It's a very pretty palette. I don't know that I would look at the palette and be like, oh yeah, that's neutrals. But they are, right? Yeah. So I'm really excited about this one and cannot wait to do some looks. Hopefully I can do more than one. If not, then I will be sure to, I'm gonna obviously continue using the palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash this off and do a look. But here you go. Okay, so why don't we compare Nudetrals to the other Cosmic Brushes palettes that I have. Let me grab those. So I've got Gothic, Delicious Delights, Royal Rose, Muse, Winter Wonderland, and Serenity. So starting with Gothic, right off the bat, the biggest difference is that this has 12 pans and this has 20. This is all purple essentially, and of course this has a variety of tones. I really think that the Gothic palette is just, it's very specific. So if you want a sort of curated purple palette, then the Gothic is a good choice. But it kind of stands on its own in terms of this is the smallest palette they have thus far as of today, and it is very much just a purple palette. So now let's take a look at Nudetrals and Winter Wonderland. No real, I mean, this is a nude palette. This is a super colorful palette with blues and greens, or like teals and purple. So yeah, you can get away with having both. So here is Nudetrals and Muse. There are some kind of similarities here, but of course the Nudetrals has more like browns and tans than Muse. Here is Nudetrals and Royal Rose. Nudetrals and Delicious Delights. Nudetrals and Serenity. And just for funsies, let's compare Nudetrals and Cooltrals. So this is Nudetrals and this is Cooltrals. So what I notice immediately is that this Nudetrals palette is the most neutral palette that Cosmic Beauty seems to have right now. So I think if you were to get this one, it's different enough from the other ones, and could be a good comparison palette. So hopefully that was helpful, and let's move on to a look. is all my eyes will take. So overall, I really like the palette. I don't like these two shades here, Tease and Gentle. I wish that there was a deeper one in there just because I don't like the way those showed up on me. I feel like I had to do some work with like combining them with other shades in the palette, which is fine, but I really do wish that there was a green shade that showed up a bit better on me. I like all of the shimmers and multi-chromes. They're not like the most excellent multi-chromes and stuff that I have. I feel like I have some really good ones in some other palettes, but I do think together in this palette they go well together. Said together a couple times. I think also if you like the Cosmic Beauty formula and you want like a neutral palette, you don't have one that has like multi-chromes and stuff, then I think this could be a good one to add to your collection. For me, I like the shades, but I feel like I am able to probably get similar colors or similar looks from other palettes that I currently have. I know for sure I can get something like this. I have quite a few shades like this sort of orangey whatever it's doing. I would probably have to combine palettes, but I'm also okay with that, or use some singles. Overall, like I said, I think it's a good solid palette. I don't think it's a necessity. What is really not a need, but I don't think you'll be disappointed if you get it. That's about it. So make sure to head over to Jan's channel and to Jessa's channel. I will be sure to put their channel links in my description box. I hope that some of this was helpful, and I also hope that you're continuing to take care of yourself. I would love it if you like the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. We'll have the cool trolls look up tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.